Jonathan Lee Riches investigates. I am in Paducah, Kentucky, and I want to talk about the Paducah plane jumper. There was an individual in 1991, in September 1991, Brian Stanley Duecker. Brian Stanley Duecker, aka the Paducah plane jumper. There was a person that climbed over this fence, a young 22-year-old male, and he tried to jump onto a plane as it was taking off and hung onto the plane. And then about 3,500 feet in the air, he fell off and landed on the fence on the far end of this property, the Paducah plane jumper. I'm going to give you a little bit of information about this plane jumper, Brian Duecker. Check it out.
So just after 6 p.m. on September 30th, 1991, a young man approached airport worker Wes Weaver at Barkley Regional Airport in Paducah, Kentucky. The man asked him if he was a pilot or if he knew one. He said no. The man said that he was in a bind and needed to get out west. He asked if he could give someone his jacket in exchange for a flight. Wes believed that the man may have been involved in nefarious activities and was running from something. He did not believe that the man was crazy, nor did he believe he was on drugs or alcohol. He just seemed desperate. Wes told him that he could not help him and asked him to leave. He stood around for a while, then went back through the hangar and left. What began as an odd encounter soon evolved into a tragic mystery. 30 minutes after Wes's initial encounter with the man, he saw him again while driving near the airfield. He watched as the man ran across a ditch, jumped onto the airport fence, climbed over it, and then ran towards a plane sitting on the runway. At that point, Wes radioed for someone to call security. 2 other witnesses saw the man run across the runway. Linda and Jerry Lieb were in their yard when they saw the man run quickly across the runway to the other side of the plane. They felt that he was up to something. The only aircraft on the runway was Northwest Airlines Flight 2940, destination Memphis, Tennessee. Just before sunset, at approximately 6:49 p.m., the plane was cleared for takeoff. Everything seemed normal. Linda watched as the plane took off. About a minute later, she saw something fall from it. As darkness fell, airport authorities mobilized an extensive search looking for any sign of the man witnessed had seen. At the northern end of the airfield, Director of Airfield Services Ron Johnson noticed a section of the fence which has been damaged. Lying at the base was a man's body. Ron was shocked at what apparently happened. The man had jumped onto a plane and then fell from it to his death. No identification of any kind was found or near the body. Along with the leather bomber jacket, the man was wearing $50 running shoes, 2 pairs of blue jeans, a blue knit jogging jacket, a green sweater, and a brown shirt. He was also carrying a Sony Walkman. Blood tests revealed no traces of drugs or alcohol in the man's system. Coroner Jerry Boehner noticed that the man's body was well tanned with no tan lines. The pubic hair was shaved and in a swimmer's type style, or as if someone wore tights. He also had well-developed physical appearance. Within seconds, Flight 2940 was barreling down the runway at 125 miles an hour. Once airborne, the speed increased to more than 190 miles an hour. Richard notes that the man would have experienced a substantial wind force while trying to stay on the plane's wing with no handholds. It is believed that he stayed on until the plane reached about 3,000 to 3,500 feet. Right there at that airline, right around that area right here that you see, is where he fell out of a plane, 3,000 to 3,500 square, or 3,500 feet up in the air. Ron wonders what was so important to the man that he took the chance of riding on an outside of a plane. Detective Jim believes that the answers in this case and the man's strange behavior lie with his family. He believes that the man may have been trying to come home to them 6 weeks after the man's death. The funeral was held at Oak Grove Cemetery. A headstone was placed above his grave. And that's it. This airport right here. But friends slowly identified him after the fact as Brian Stanley Duecker. Brian Stanley Duecker.
So let me know what you think. The Paducah plane jumper happened here at this airport. Brian Duecker came from Cincinnati all the way out here and wanted to hitch a plane, trying to hike out west. What's going on here, people? And then it took so long to identify him, only after, in 1997, a family member recognized a report about him. It was like 6 years that they didn't identify this mysterious guy that was found falling off a plane by a fence at this airport. At this airport here. Who in their right mind would want to try to jump on a plane? That's like so dangerous. So, was there mental illness involved? Was there something else involved? But I wanted to bring awareness to this tragedy and a bizarre case. JLR, I am out in the field. Subscribe to my channel. Like, hit the notification button. True crime and travel, bringing you cases that you might not have heard of. Passing through the Paducah, Kentucky area, and I'm like, this is, looking up cases, unsolved cases, situations where I can bring awareness. And I saw this here, about this tragedy here, 1991. I'm like, whoa, I got to talk about it. We will talk soon. Everyone be safe and, get a plane ticket. Don't be like Brian and try to jump onto a plane, hang onto the wing while it's taking off. I mean, the plane goes so fast, but once you go up in the sky, you have no chance. No chance whatsoever. We'll talk soon. Everyone be safe. Happy travels. Safe flying, people.